Everybody has the potential to be truth. However, not everybody is truth. Why? Because we don't understand what is true. That's why. We don't understand what is true. I was saying how unfortunately what I believe is true. Because look, I don't care what anything is. All everything has to be is go back to a perfect original self, and everything's supposed to be in flow with everything in the flow of time, how everything is supposed to be. There shouldn't be any form of fear with me. I don't know. Some people are just like some type of weird thing. That is true. However, there's people that don't understand possibly, and there's something else. I don't know. Yeah. We're supposed to be true to one another. There's too many knots and too many pulls here, there, here, there. You know, it's not supposed to be like that. Everything in terms of understanding everything and being the truth is the answer. So we're supposed to be who we are supposed to be in terms of us all, everybody, every being true and being a puzzle. So that guy that was walking, that big alien, in the back of the alien, and we're just having fun. Yeah, I love you guys, man. You guys have done a good job. Everybody's done a very, very good job. Good for you. Good for everybody. Yeah, I know the way that it arrived to me, the way I've been talking, the way I've been speaking, the way everything's making sense, the way everybody is understanding that everything is on the same page and everything's working out happily for everybody. Everybody's supposed to be in unison in terms of with puzzles, without any form of remember, the more puzzle, this is not me, this is just a reality I understand to be true. The more puzzle everything is, the more everything is going to be able to be correct. The more flow there will be. I'm not kidding, man. Trust me. My body and me and everything is me. However, at the same time, I'm something else in terms of who I am. There's something else about me. There's more than something else about me. Not just me, just generally with truth. Truth is very, very powerful. And those people who are saying in my language, if you're good or something, I don't know what the heck all this is about, to be honest with you. I still can't put it together. I can't put it together. I don't know what that is. I think that's something that people entertained and dwelled in and knew that they weren't supposed to know and created and weren't supposed to create. You know, people created some type of a bizarre thing that you shouldn't be messing with. In other words, people did something that they weren't supposed to be doing. So I believe, looking at all these results, that us humans, we are supposed to understand ourselves, to be able to understand one another, and everything will be with correct timing, and everything will work out correctly. I think people try to attempt to rush something that may be the issue, in terms of rushing something. You know what? I understood something. Not understood, however, I perceived something, and I know I was aware of that correctly. The way I perceived, some type of a noise. I feel like I forget exactly what that was. However, I did understand something about that. Life is thousands and millions and billions of things. No one's supposed to cause issues on one another. Let's get the story correct. Okay? This is the answer. Nobody should be surprised. I like myself. I don't even, no, you know what? I don't even like myself. I love myself. I like myself too, though. That was like a different saying of what that was.
Breathing. Breathing how to change the chemistry. Stress, oxidative stress, comes through a shallow breathing and a lot of stress coming in, so much pressure on our lives, and that deregulates our chemistry. Now, I found a very effective way how to deal with this deregulated through stress coming in chemistry inside of our physiology. Body and mind are suffering normally of this wrong chemistry. And with this one, with these exercises I'm going to show, you are able to regulate your chemistry in the diet. We have shown this in the university studies, and right now, here it is. Here's going to come. Don't do this in a swimming pool. Don't do this in a car. Do it like me. I'm going to do this lying here, do it in your bed, on the sofa, wherever, because this is very strong.
Here's the report. Great. What are you in this meeting? Am I ready for this? Of course. When earning my degree online, I learned to apply real-world knowledge that made an impact on my career right away. Speaking of which, it's time for me to run this meeting.
Be ready for the challenge. Purdue University Global.
With Splashtop, you can remotely access your computers and files from wherever you are. Use the Splashtop app on any device to access your office computers when working from home or traveling. Affordable plans start at just $5 per month. Join the millions who use Splashtop and get started with a free trial today.
People
at
think,
www.splashtop.com.
because everything is about feeling. The misjudging is occurring possibly because of miscommunication, misunderstanding.
Very, very strong, and it is able.
I wasn't supposed to feel the way I'm feeling. If anybody's, because I put myself in everybody's shoes. If people are feeling the way I'm feeling, that's not good news. No one's supposed to feel tired and wake up tired and all of this, It's abnormal. The thing is, I didn't even deserve any of that. Imagine that.
Knock you out of your consciousness just for a couple of seconds. But imagine what happens if you are in a car or in a swimming pool doing this. Don't do this. We are learning how to go deeply within our thinking.
We're not supposed to know things we're not supposed to know. We're not supposed to. Look, we're supposed to be true. We're supposed to all be true. We're all supposed to understand what the truth is. We're all supposed to apply and practice and be the answers. We're supposed to show that, hey, you know what, we've learned. Because something is lagging, in terms of what everybody's doing. It's not supposed to do anything. Everything's supposed to be true. Everything's supposed to be true and flow with truth, and everything's supposed to work correctly. incorporate the lessons into, graphics and everything, you understand everything for yourself, and everything's very good.
Physiology,
This is all me connecting the dots naturally within myself. Everybody knows that. You have to.
the way nature meant it to be, and that is going past our normal condition. Okay.
Can you understand everything correctly? Can you do the most correctly in all elements? With all elements? This is what we must understand. We must understand ourselves. I know people are talking about a wide variety of things from my past they've collected and they introducing outside of myself. I saw. I was aware of that. They were aware. I was aware. We were all aware. If not, then that's exactly how something is supposed to be. And when I use the word "not," I'm talking about in terms of I'm only one person. That's just a mirror. So me live here, here, and there, and here too possibly. Look, if we do this, possibly, my reflection. The point is, my understanding what I'm doing is good, is beneficial. People like what I'm doing, so I'm persisting doing what I'm doing. That's possibly why. So therefore, I persistently do what I do. Oh, there's another one. So very fascinating, huh? Reality.
You can all read it out. Go into it, make your notes, your retention times, see what happens with your body and with your mind. The thing is, this is a very effective way to become alpha. We have shown this in this studies. So, become the master over your chemistry. Do this 3 rounds in the morning. During the day, your blood is right on. This exercise goes on.
There's been too much tampering. All that has to be reverted. It has to be a puzzle being reverted, not anything less than a puzzle.
Sitting here, but I'm gonna lie because then I'm most relaxed. So I suggest you do this in your bed on the sofa. If you feel really relaxed sitting, that's okay. So what I do is I'm relaxed. I'm gonna lie down.
Different perspective
My
now.
belly. I got a chest. I got my head. And with the three parts, actually the whole body, not only the lungs are breathing, we are able to manipulate by belly breathing is deeper part of the lungs.
So of course, different perceptions.
Is the upper part of the lung.
Me making a choice and decision. Different perceptions. Me making a choice decision depending on the perception perspective. Makes sense. Everything is natural. What occurred with me. I didn't do anything to create anything. Everything just happened. The important thing is about lies. changing and being truth. If everybody's incorporating what the truth is, everything works correctly. There's no issue. Yet some people make it seem like there's some type of a issue or something. I think that's them not understanding where anything's going. They need me or something or someone else to make sense of everything what's going on. That's one of the problems and elements. However, this is the most fragile of how everything is supposed to be, in terms of how everything is supposed to be corrected correctly. So everything and everyone is supposed to think in terms of this. Something that is real, you must refrain from disagreeing with this, because if you understood this, you wouldn't disagree with this, in other words. You have to understand this so you can be this, so you can agree with this. However, not be this, however, be the principle of this. The principle of this is absolute. This saves people. This is true, and if you disagree with this doesn't care, and you can't blame this either. You can't blame this. You can't blame this. You can't go against this either. Illogical, wrong, you cannot do. Revert, go back. This is what the answer is. Kirkland. Kirk. So who's Kirk? Kirkland. Signature. Well, somebody knows what that equals to. Somebody else doesn't. Somebody's trying to find the answer, possibly. You know what this equals to? It doesn't equal to anything except what this equals to. If this doesn't equal this, if everything doesn't equal this, then that may be the issue of what is occurring. You saw this happening at the same time while everything else happening. I was supposed to feel good, so I could do what needs to be done. People didn't make people feel the best, to be honest with you. This is not normal. This is not how anything's supposed to be. People are supposed to be true for everything to make sense. If people are not true, how is anything ever going to make sense, in other words? Something will not be able to be made sense of. So everything understood correctly of what this, or how everything is, to be able to generally make sense of everything is the answer. So people think they cannot make sense of everything without understanding the phenomena, and that may be the issue also. You may say, "Oh, well, look, the person can't do this, can't do this, can't do this. What's going on?" Well, you have to understand everything correctly of what's going on to better understand the situation. Something is stuck and is stagnant, going backwards. and moving forward. So there's something going on where something is moving forward, something is going backwards. That's not how anything is supposed to be. Nothing is supposed to. There's so many things that are not making sense. Don't give yourselves the idea that something is not wrong. What we're supposed to do is we're supposed to just be aware. And if we're aware of something that is wrong, everybody can do their part in correcting something in terms of what may be wrong. So realistically, can the planet afford being wrong? No. Realistically, we can't. We can't afford. The planet cannot afford being wrong. Why? Because we deserve something. The planet and us, we all deserve something to do with a puzzle. Everything and everyone deserves to be a puzzle. I don't know why some people are making something seem wrong. Everything is working correctly. Unless some people are misunderstanding something to try to blame you or blame something or someone else. You know what? Everything is very significant, and every being must be a puzzle to everything else. I don't like when people are calling each other beaners. To be honest with you, I don't have a problem with anything or anyone. I think based on us not understanding everything correctly, I think we possibly create problems and then create. In other words, everything is all over the place. Okay. The point is for everything to be in place and to be in place the most correct possible, so everything can then change according to what is truth. So something that is changing, anything that is changing is less than what is true. Everything is true. Less than what is true equals less than absolute. I'm less than absolute, somebody else is less than absolute, somebody else is less than absolute. Can we change accordingly to the most correct in all given elements so everything can work out the most flow, resonating, without anybody taking anything personal? And then we can all meet each other, excuse me, we can all link and know and be aware of each other later in time? Yeah, yeah, we can. That's the good news. This is something to celebrate for. All of this, realistically, everything that we're thinking, we're understanding, everything is good because we could. This is something to celebrate for. Merry Christmas, in terms of something that is true, me, of what I'm doing, of what somebody else is doing, of what we're all doing. However, you know, what I want to do, I want to understand myself before understanding anything or anyone else. So everything can be preserved and changed accordingly. So I understood a good play out, and I understood some type of mix also. That equals majority are agreeing, and this minority some type of disagreeing. However, with disagreement, that only equals one thing: agreement. We must agree in everything, and everyone must agree that we're supposed to attain knowledge, and attaining knowledge, we're supposed to incorporate what we've learned outside of ourselves. So I think what we need to do is we need to definitely apply and practice what is true. You know what's fascinating though? I believe when I was doing this and while I was doing this, people weren't understanding the story correctly, and there was a fuss about what was true and this or that. Everybody knows what is true, however, everybody doesn't understand what is true because they don't understand themselves. The person doesn't understand themselves. So what are they supposed to be doing? The person is supposed to attain knowledge to be true to understand themselves. So the person is supposed to change to be the truth. Where is the change going to be stemming from? Less than what is true, less than absolute. So less than what is absolute has to change and conform to something that is more than. So I'm going to try to do this more correctly. Look, there's this weird reality that's been created with various people of their perception of reality, of my perception of reality, if everything is similar to this, that leaves a lot of room for errors. Because simultaneously, I'm everywhere and I'm true. That is what the answer is, realistically. I think everything is much more better than everything is. However, that doesn't equal that people create something less than what is true. Everything should be the most true and most good. To be honest with you, there shouldn't be any form of problems. Doesn't make sense to be honest with you. No, to be honest with you, that has nothing to do with what is truth. And I wasn't just talking about what I saw, I was talking about what I was learning. I was talking about both. Do people understand what the truth is? Are people respecting what is true? Are people being what is true? That's what the truth is. People are being limited or something. Cannot be. Everything has to be correct and true. If people are being limited, that equals there's some type of a thing going on where people are keeping something making sense. Remember, everything makes sense in terms of everything. Everything makes sense in terms of everything, generally, what I've understood to be true. While that is so, something less than, speaking of something that was not making the most sense in terms of how something is supposed to make the most sense. Me, myself, too. Okay, that play out, that vision I just saw equals that me and that something, or me and that person and something and someone else knows what is occurring. We know that something is all in on, we know that something is being tested, we know that everything is good. However, with that said, with everything in life, with all the elements of life, not everything is good. Why? Because there's a dysfunction, quote unquote disorder. Why? I'll tell you why. This over here, this word dysfunction, has the word function. This word disorder has the word order. There's only supposed to be an order and a function. How? On all given elements, this is the answer here. We are supposed to be true. No, I don't want to harm myself. I don't want to suffer. No one should be suffering. There's no point. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't add on with my reality.
That is deep breathing. And even within that part, we are able to receive more oxygen.
Did somebody create something in the cover of all this going on in terms of website, and who knows what that website is? Who's controlling that website? All that's going on is everybody's suffering from some type of condition that we must have various conditions that we think is normal. If everybody's true, everything makes sense.
Community trying to settle this debate, and I think it would take some time just to settle it once and for all. Do good salespeople use scripts? Now, there's a lot of very strong feelings on each side. One side said, no, scripts make it sound robotic, and good salespeople do it by feel. And the other side said, no, scripts are necessary. If you want predictable results, you have to, put in, have a predictable conversation, have the right pieces in place. Here's my take on it. Okay. I want you to think of the last really great movie you watched. I mean, really good movie. One for me is Forrest Gump. Like, that movie moves me every single time. I absolutely love it. Another one is 300. I love the movie 300. I get so into it. And then I see some movies.
So everybody
I get a little.
is supposed to be true. I want to do everything else. I want to do it. Finish what I started, and then I want to do everything else. In terms of me enjoying something, watching something, and making sense. Otherwise, nothing is how everything is supposed to be. You know, so we need to. If you guys understood correctly, if anybody understands something correctly, that'll be the answers. There's not supposed to be any form of wrong math or perspective, belief, understanding in my life. It's not supposed to be like that. Everything's supposed to be correct. Everything is supposed to be true. Everything's supposed to be true direction. That's what I believe is going on. While people are making me believe otherwise, and they know that to be true, I know that to be true too. Truth is the answer.
We all found this out. So, Sally says, ah, that's the way it goes. Like this. And not fully out, but fully in. Once again, fully out means still more coming out. Don't do that. Just let it go. So, fully in, and let it go. Once you get this rhythm, you do this 30 times. Your head becomes like that. Body is whoa, whoa, whoa. And it's all possible. And it's all okay. Breathe, work. That's the how you'll see like that. Body. That's the start. Then you go 30 times, 40 times, so good. Really, let it go. Don't think the time. Don't think the number.
As experts in online education, Purdue University Global gives you all the flexibility you need to balance school, work, and life.
People have a very correct point, including myself. You know why I have this demeanor? I think tiredness, I think lack of belief of something to be true. I think tiredness of a multitude of things. Too much nonsense, you know? Okay, stop entertaining and wrong and nonsense. The opposite of wrong is the answer. Opposite of bad is the answer. Anything else no one's supposed to be doing. Wow, people did the amazing math. All the cross, you could see everything, you can know everything. All the okay. If people did the math outside of myself and fixed all that they did, then wow, the math's being correct and how the planet should realistically be. For who knows how long. Possibly until everybody's true and everybody's balanced and everybody's a puzzle to one another. Wow. So look, this is possible in terms of we're making everything possible. This how something is supposed to operate in terms of everything that's true. Hmm. So speaking of what is them, you know, that's the image in terms of truth, pushing lies out the way. You're not supposed to take it personal, you're just supposed to, I guess, this is once people understand what reality is in totality, then everything starts making sense. Some people know what that is. Life is fascinating. The person is supposed to be entirely control their lives. I think I know what type of psychology some people did. However, none of that matters. What does matter is what is true. For everything, don't change the true story. People try to change the story. Yeah, this is fascinating. The entire experience of everything, the entire experience of what was occurring, and people's perceptions and perspectives. I try to understand something the most correct to try to then be able to do something else with that. However, there's so many elements that people have to understand to be able to then do something else. With that said, no one's supposed to be doing anything that's less than what is true. That's how different realities get created are not supposed to be created. Some people think they know everything and everyone. They know how something is. However, they're not realistically possibly understanding from the true perspective unless they are true. If something or someone is not true, you're not going to understand something from the most truth of the how the most truth is. So people are realistically supposed to be understanding the truth. And I'm seeing an image that has nothing to do with what the truth is. I think I know what some people did. They did something, I believe, behind my back, and they wanted me to do something back to them. That's not me. Why would I do that? Something is wrong, especially when something with truth can be possible. So people didn't know that or something. Wow, you know what? The reality is off, man. Everybody's supposed to return back to their true nature, not anything less than. No one's supposed to be seeing anything like that. I think everybody's on the same page. At the same time, I think people are still allowing something, I don't think we're on the same page the way we're supposed to be on the same page. This is the issue. Look at that. Technology. People have the power to create technology to feed our life, to save our life. We're supposed to save our life. That's not supposed to be happening. So that equals the wrong math. Look, I understand. If you're in my life, you have to be a purpose. You have to be a truth. Nothing else makes sense. Not supposed to be anything wrong. There's only supposed to be people being true so they can understand what the truth is.